Hi y'all, it's your girl Fontaine Felicia Fox. We're back on Melanated Stand, and I want to get right into this video because Instagram only gives you 10 minutes, because they stingy, so let's get into it. I want to express my deep feelings about how this virus is not a hoax, y'all. It's not a hoax, okay? People are just coming out the woodworks, not even out the woodworks. They've been on these pre-predictive scripts that we have been force-fed since Genesis, y'all. Everything that humanity believes about who and what we are, where we came from, what this world is, how the universe works, the truth about death, the fact that time is an illusion, everything that we have been force-fed is a lie. This matrix, okay, this system purposely has been grooming all of us. Just like an abuser grooms, the person he's abusing to obey, to listen, that's what this matrix has been doing to us. In whatever avenue you can think of, in whatever form of groupthink you can think of, in whatever political subscription you can think of, in whatever contagion movie that you've watched. They have been grooming humanity to literally put our energy and our divinity and our consciousness into fueling a false reality. Look how quickly the false constructs of capitalism, of having to get up and go to work has crashed overnight globally, not just in this country, y'all. Why would a nation, America, why would they cause something to happen that cripples them completely, that forces them to have to not exploit people and actually serve people? Other countries are giving people the much needed funds that they need. I still haven't gotten no stimulus, and they're talking about stimulus number 2. That's all a part of it. The U.S. is biblically prophesied to be the last world power, right? So it's funny that the U.S. is looking closest to the third world country, period. Because if people continue to feed this consensus reality and believe through all the propaganda that they want you to believe that, oh yeah, let's go back to work because this is bullshit, this virus is fake. And then they go back and they put people at risk who are more at risk with underlying health issues like the elderly or people who are sick or people in the Black community. They're really forcing us to think that this is a propaganda against specific people, the homeless, the elderly, Black people, this, that, and the third. But it's propaganda against all of us, y'all. We need to see that. The only thing that this matrix really cares about, the executives of this matrix really care about, is control. The last thing they want is to make us feel like they have run out of it. This is a part of the plan. This is free advertisement for the powers that be, as people who are collectively colonized by each different belief system, person, or frequency. Do you know what I mean? So for instance, Trump supporters, they're fighting for their freedom when they're not even realizing that they were never free to begin with. Whatever people are tapped into, if you are tapped into the Bible and the end time prophecies, you believe that you're seeing things actually come into fruition because that's what you have been force-fed. The name of their game is to confuse, is to cause division, to divide, That's what it is, to create this consensus reality that people are now saying this is a hoax. This is just an excuse for them to keep us in lockdown and take away our freedom. Oh, the Stockholm Syndrome is so sad, y'all. This is a blessing. This is an opportunity for us to not fight for freedom, but to build it, to create it. It's the people who have the power because it's us who actually have divine consciousness. We actually have the power of source, of God within us, not the things that run this. That's why they have to use all these external things to control us. But they're running out of time. They cannot control divinity. And that's within all of us. And we are rising. The natural timeline of this universe was to never have us locked up in a matrix prison, which this is. Think of it this way. Think of us as, think of the universe and we're in a giant fake-ass fishbowl that people are thinking is what is all that we are. not true. And since the time of Genesis, we have been completely brainwashed and told what to believe. In fact, from the time of Genesis is the beginning of the pre-predictive programming and socializing that we have had to endure. From the time of Genesis is technically when we had to get out and go work and toil and get sick and grow old. And that was from y'all's God in y'all's Bible. You know, that's what they told us, and that's what humans have believed. And now that humanity is going through an awakening that has never happened before to this magnitude ever collectively, this is what the virus is that final catalyst to actually physically stop the matrix from controlling within this fishbowl. It's stopping the fact that the government, literally, what do they provide of value? They provide law and order and taxes. Okay, what do they don't provide anything of value? So they need us to get back out into the world. They need us to get back transacting. They need us to continue feeding these big banks and corporations and massive economy that they've been running to control us. They need that. They don't need us stuck in the house. They don't want us stuck in the house. Anyone who is tapped into the powers that be have been running on this script. This virus, however, clearly is making them scramble. This is not something that I believe they planned. How could it be? How could a government, every government, purposely put themselves in a global catastrophe economically? Why would they hit themselves where it would hurt them most? They exploit us in every way, shape, and form, and they try to sugarcoat it as government, and we believe it. And they bail banks out in times like this. They give massive amounts of money in time like this. Why would they hit themselves so deeply in the pockets just to create this illusion that everything that they've pre-predicted is going as planned? Because it's not, y'all. Like I said, we're going to start seeing people malfunctioning, saying shit they're not supposed to, the fall of people in high places. Everything is crumbling. And the more these brainwashed people continue to feed into the scripts that they were given, the more and more we're going to see the true morbid rate of this virus. This is larger than the government, y'all. Global, shut down the world in a matter of days. Days. This is not something that the government created, because if they created it, they would have been able to contain it. They clearly are not able to contain this. Use this time to build sustainable plans for your future, in the future of this world, if you're an entrepreneur. Use this time to take that power back from the government, because they're losing power to divine spirit beings, and we are, listen, something else, and they've known that. That's why they kept us in this fishbowl that we are literally expanding out of. We have to take baby steps. It's going to be a time of recovery. There's going to be a time of healing globally, where healing is going to be more important than this money thing, this capitalism thing. Once we all wake up to this, healing is going to be more important than trying to get back out to make a dollar. And when that starts to happen, when that starts to happen on a scale that's undeniable, we'll see exactly why all these hoaxes are falling apart. We are not building socialism, y'all. We are literally building the tunnel, or we're building the way, or we're building the road to ultimate freedom from having our consciousness fucked with for ages by this shit, by this matrix. So I'm going to prepare myself to be a part of that, to be someone who is helping to build this new, being someone who is a part of this recovery. So that's what's coming up. That's how I'm feeling. I know this ain't no hoax. When I'm outside for essential stuff, I got on my mask. I do, because no, I do not want to get sick, because it's not a it's not a hoax. You can get sick, you know. So stay safe. Use this time to feed into yourself, to get into self-love, to nurture your spiritual awakening, because guess what, y'all? Before you know it, we're all gonna be on that path of spiritual awakening and rebuilding, such a, you know, this helping to rebuild for this paradigm shift. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna get back to this pizza, and I'm gonna talk to y'all soon.